Hey there, Game Changer. So yeah, I've got an old account here that I use for scanning bases, but it's not been upgraded. You can tell by the M270s and things like that. I did try and demonstrate an attack with you and got me ass kicked. But the point I was trying to show you, and in fact, I'll just kind of show you again in a second. If you consider that, if I park my tank, say there. I can then get your salvo to lock on, and meanwhile I can rain over the top with the M270s or GMLRS or things along that sort of line. So you kind of need to be mindful of that. You have obviously got mines there, but they're for anti-infantry rather than anti-vehicle. I doubt you're going to get attacked at this level, certainly in CC7, by anybody still using mortarmen or things along that sort of line. So I think that kind of attack work needs to be kind of improved. Now, I got caught out a little bit by your salvos. It looks like your salvo, you can sort of get past it, but you have got a nice little bit of overlap with that one and that one there, and also to a degree with that one there. And I think salvos are definitely well worth looking at, because they do lock on to even the Heimers, and in fact the outrange Heimers, where Heimers, which is what I use in my normal attack, my Heimers outrange certainly any railgun, certainly any machine gun, and most howitzers as well I can outrange with those. So the salvo certainly is well worth looking at. Now, personally, I think you need a peacemaker in there. That would be massively beneficial. And I think also you need to review your base setup in a sense. So I appreciate you've got these because it's easy to perhaps mine them, if you click on one and things like that. But that's pushing your spawn zone out on this side. But on this side, not quite so. Now, if that's intentional, so that you're forcing people to come at you, then I get that. That can work well if it's done correctly. But I think personally, if I start to come at you, if I came at you with the M270s, from here I can get the heavy cannon out, no problem at all. That's dead easy. From that, I could then take the anti-air. And so on and so forth. You're a little bit vulnerable on that side, and I think you're certainly vulnerable from this side. So I would be getting in a peacemaker or two. I'd drop the machine guns personally, maybe get a little bit more flak in there. If you want additional air defense, then maybe you go for a couple of snipers coming out of your infantry base rather than the guys that you've got in. And I just think things like that will obviously beef your defence up a bit. Previous video I mentioned having better troops coming out of your buildings, and of course vehicles coming out of your war factory. So obviously take that on board as well with your defence setup. Maybe move a couple of bases around this side to open up the zone, so that the spawn zone's not too far away. This here is just really, if I had my normal attack, I reckon I could probably hit that war factory from this side here and not even get touched by these turrets. Yeah, I reckon I could probably chance that, or at very least I could put my tank within range of that salvo and then hit you. So yeah, you just need to be mindful of that. And because of the mines aren't anti-vehicle and they're not around this side, I think again you've got quite a bit of vulnerability from this area. So I think you could tighten that up quite a bit. So use that as a starter. Maybe as a peacemaker, spread everything out, get rid of the spawn zones on this side. I would possibly swap the war factory with the helipad once obviously the war factory is beefed up a bit. But if you've got a couple of peacemakers in there and, let's say, additional flak, you might find that the base is a little bit more superior. You could even bring your heavy cannon and swap that, or jiggle things about. The heavy cannon fires over this rocky outcrop, so if you were to spawn there, you've got that to contend with. So there are things you could do, because at the moment, I'll kind of demonstrate with this heavy cannon a second. AI off. So most M270s are going to outrange it. You know what I mean? It's not really going to cause me any major bother. Probably at this level it will, because I haven't really got much by the way of what's going on. I will probably struggle, but you can see that I can take that out, and because you've not necessarily got much in way of attack and defence in terms of vehicles, I'm pretty much going to be probably a-okay. Just drop a tank in there, wouldn't you? You know, get obviously everything to latch onto that. Rocket buggies versus most things. I'm pretty much probably going to come out the better on that there. Bear in mind I've got no red eye or anything like that. I'm probably going to be outgunned here again. But you see where I'm coming from. So yeah, there's certainly things I think that you could start to look at and improve going forward. Cheers, bro.